He digs snow frantically every day in the freezing, snow-covered landscape, until the black soil underneath was exposed. And he does this only for one reason: to make the black stand out more clearly here, because it's a giant SOS signal. Nick has been trapped in the Arctic for 3 years. Every day he repeats 3 tasks. The second task is to check the traps he has set up, to see what he has caught today. Without bait, empty traps are a common occurrence. Then another trap nearby rattles violently. Nick rushes over quickly. He carefully lifts the electric wire. It's a salmon unique to the Arctic. Although he caught prey, there isn't a hint of joy on Nick's face. He has eaten food like this for 3 whole years. After replenishing his strength, the nearby alarm clock rings on schedule. Nick climbs to the highest point nearby with the signal transmitter. He shakes the device constantly, sending signals outward. Unfortunately, he never gets a response. The Arctic is now in its daytime phase. He can only rely on the alarm clock to remind him. When the time comes, he goes back to sleep. On the way back, Nick doesn't forget to visit the graves of his companions. It's the only place that gives him warmth. And so, day after day, Nick repeats the same tasks on time, every day. The next day, when he goes to the glacier to gather food, he finds a few fish carcasses scattered nearby. Alarm bells ring in Nick's mind, suspecting that a polar bear might be nearby. After checking his surroundings to confirm safety, he rushes back into the plane wreckage and quickly closes the door. The sealed space gives Nick immense comfort, relieved that the polar bear has left the camp. After resting briefly, he risks climbing the mountain peak again. While shaking the device to send a signal, he keeps a close eye on the surroundings. A single misstep could make him prey to a polar bear. Just as he's about to head back, the indicator light suddenly switches from red to green. This means someone is nearby and has received his distress signal. Nick quickly continues to shake the generator. As the green light keeps flashing, a helicopter appears not far away. Seeing hope right in front of him, he quickly grabs the signal stick, convinced that he is finally being rescued. But as the helicopter attempts to land, a sudden blizzard strikes. The helicopter crashes onto a small hill not far away. For a moment, Nick stands frozen, unsure what to do. Tears of despair well up in his eyes. His spirits sink once again into an abyss. After regaining his composure, he rushes toward the helicopter. By the time he drags the pilot out, the pilot has already stopped breathing. Fortunately, the woman in the co-pilot seat is still alive, but she has a serious abdominal injury. Nick hurriedly searches the helicopter. He finds a first aid kit. He temporarily stitches up her wound. Then he writes a distress message on the helicopter body. He removes the helicopter door to use as a transport platform. Carefully, he secures the woman onto the metal sheet. Thus, Nick carries her back to his camp. Looking at the woman dazed and unconscious, Nick gently takes her hand, demonstrating with his hand, showing her to squeeze and release, trying to bring her back to awareness. Nick feels immense guilt. If he hadn't sent the distress signal, neither of them would have been caught in this disaster. At this moment, she can only rely on him. Nick returns to the helicopter to gather supplies. While searching, he is thrilled to find a lighter. As the flame flickers to life, a long-lost smile appears on Nick's face. He no longer has to eat raw food. In the icy Arctic, this is a luxury. As he prepares to search the next area, he accidentally finds a photograph. He learns that the woman and the pilot are a married couple. They also have a newborn child. This makes Nick feel even more guilty. He makes a firm decision. No matter what, he will get the woman out of the Arctic alive. It is this sense of responsibility and debt that brings Nick his rescue. In a world covered by ice and snow, everyone is alone, but the most beautiful part of humanity, yet chooses to reach out in the midst of loneliness.